completely. Starting to draw the breath in. And a little bit deeper, the exhale a little bit longer. Feeling that connection to the mat or your block, being aware of the length of your spine, that gentle toning of the bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And then we're going to do 3 rounds of 20 puffs of Kapalabhati. So if it helps to have your hand on your stomach. So we're focusing on only the exhale. So imagining that it's almost like you're snuffing a candle out, but with your mouth closed. So little short breaths through your nostril, really trying to warm up the diaphragm. So the exhale is so the tummy button goes in as the breath is forced out, and then let the inhale take care of itself. So we'll start with an inhale and exhale, half an inhale, and then we pump for 20 this time. Then we do the same again, 20, and the same inhale, exhale halfway, and then just settle and feel the sensation of what the breath's left you with in your skull. So we're going to start with an inhale, exhale, halfway in, and pump. Inhale, exhale, halfway in, pump. Inhale, exhale, halfway, pump. Keep your eyes closed for a moment. And then on your next inhale, we're going to do the throat lock, Jalandhara Bandha. So you're going to inhale completely and then hold the breath in, draw your chin down. So drawing the chin down and back, like you're really locking the top of the throat. Just holding as long as you can, not until you're going purple, but just until it's becoming slightly uncomfortable. And then slowly release the breath out. And then we're going to come to stand at the front of our mats for our half salutes. So keeping the focus on the bandhas, but the breath as well. So we want to practice our Ujjayi breath, which is our breath with sound. So just that little restriction at the back of your throat. Okay, standing in mountain, inhale, palms to touch, look up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart and stand in mountain. So we're going to do 3 rounds of Sun Salute A, Surya Namaskar A, and then we'll do 2 rounds of Sun Salute B. So it will be nice and hot. So if you want to, so socks off, you might want to take your jumper off now if you think you might get hot. Okay. Standing in mountain Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, hands up. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Exhale, Chaturanga. Drop knees if you need to. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. 3 breaths. Ujjayi breath. So if you don't feel you can remember it when you move, practice it here. Then inhale up on your toes, bend your knees deeply, look forward. Spring, hop forward to halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, hands up. And then exhale to Tadasana, mountain. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. 3 breaths. And inhale to come forward to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, hands up. Exhale, Uttanasana, to mountain. Last round. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Look up, tailbone up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Step back, lowering to the mat. Inhale to Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale to Down Dog. 3 breaths. Then inhale to come forward to halfway lift. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, back to mountain. So 2 rounds of Sun Salute B, Surya Namaskar B. Standing in mountain, inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Then exhale, step back to Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale, right foot between your hands. Come up into Warrior 1. Hips level to the front. Press through the fingers. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Down Dog. If you need to take more time, it's fine. Inhale, left foot comes forward between your hands. Coming up into Warrior 1. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Down Dog. 3 breaths. Ujjayi breath, breath with sound. Let this settle here. And then inhale to come forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Squeeze the thighs, palms to touch. Exhale to Tadasana, mountain. Close your eyes a moment, steady your breath. Soften the shoulders. And then open your eyes. Last round, Sun Salute B. Inhale to Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale, Warrior One, right side. So right foot comes between your hands. Turn that left hip towards the front of the mat. And then exhale, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale, Warrior One, left side. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Down Dog. It doesn't matter whether you do Cobra or Up Dog, but you need to choose between the two. And then inhaling to come forward to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Stand, palms to touch. Exhale to mountain. Steady the breath. So really bring the breath in deep, back to yogic breath, so you can let it out slow. Feel the heart rate slowing. Okay, bend your knees, palms down. You're going to step back to Down Dog. And then bring the right foot up behind you. Bend the right knee, roll it up to the ceiling. So stacking the hips, looking under your right armpit, and then roll that hip back down. So now you're going to bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand in lizard. Okay, so we're going to do the greatest stretch. So if you need to drop the back knee down, drop the back knee. But otherwise, you want to press through your palms, straight arms, shoulders over wrists. Puff out between your shoulder blades, just gently, so the shoulder blades are spread, engage your bandhas, and then you're going to reach the right arm up, reach up to the ceiling, and then loop that arm through. Inhale, lift up again. Exhale, loop. So feeling into that deep hip stretch and the spinal rotation, shoulders, 2 more. And then come back to lizard. Turn the right foot, the ball of the right foot off the mat. Drop your back knee and flatten the foot, or depending on your knee, you can keep the toes tucked if it helps. Move the left hand slightly forward. Bring your right hand onto the inside of the right thigh, and you're going to lean back, press the right thigh away from you. And see if you can roll onto the outside edge of the right foot, pushing that thigh, so feeling into the stretch, and then bring your hands back down, tuck the back toes under, step back to Down Dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Then bend the knee, roll the knee up to the ceiling, feel that stretch all the way down the right side of the hip, the ribs, look under your left armpit. And then roll the hip back down, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. For lizard. Same thing, press the floor away, feel the shoulder blades spread. Engage your bandhas, drop the back knee if you need to. And then we're going to do the greatest stretch. You're going to draw the navel in, lift the left arm up. Exhale, loop through. Inhale, lift. Exhale, loop. Inhale, lift. So keep that front knee bent if you can. We're in lizard. And obviously managing it, if it doesn't feel good for you, then we can modify. Come back to palms, both palms down. Reach the right hand slightly forward. Drop the back knee. Turn the ball of the left foot towards the outside of the mat, and then press the thigh away as you lean back. And then inhale, bring the palms back down, step back to down dog, drop your knees, come into Sphinx. And while you're in Sphinx, so forearms down, elbows under shoulders, press the floor away with the elbows, feel the shoulders spread, work your legs. So just noticing if you were to relax your legs and then try and lift your chest, how much that pinches into your lower back. So you want to use your legs and hips. So press the pubic bone down, press the tops of the feet down, and get long through the spine as you draw your chest forward. And then just tilt the chin down. Keep that and watch me. So we're going to do locust next. And when we're in locust, instead of normally we'll have the hands like this, we're going to clasp the strap and come up, but push the hands away from you so you feel a real opening in the front body, but you want shoulders away from here, so you're drawing the chest forward as well. Okay, just relax, rest your head on your forearms, turn your feet out, rock the hips. And then bring your feet together, get your strap behind you. Has everyone got a strap? You need one. Here, let's just take this. That's all right, no worries. Okay, so get them close enough so almost your hands are sort of to the outside of your hips, a little bit slightly wider. And then you're going to inhale, bring the inside edge of your feet together. Feel as if you're rolling your thighs under you. You're spreading the back of the pelvis. Inhale, lift up, pull the strap apart and push your fist towards your heels. Legs up. And exhale, release. Just keep hold of the strap. Just turn one cheek to the mat. Relax for a moment. And then again, inhale, coming up, pull the strap, push the hands away from you. So working into it. If it doesn't feel good for you, just see if you need to go a bit wider with the strap or bring the feet apart a little, whichever works better for your lower back. Exhale, release. So yoga is as well about that word, that ahimsa, meaning non-self-harming. So even though I'm telling you to do something, you've got self-judgment, it's your own body. If it doesn't feel good or you want to hang a little bit longer because it does feel good, then that's fine, as long as you're not going completely off script. Okay, last one, inhale, lift again. See if you can get something else out of this. Draw your bandhas in gently. Get long through the torso, so feel as if you're reaching through the front body, squeezing the back body, and then exhale, release. Just relax, move the strap away. Okay, and we're going to try a new entry into pigeon, because I've been practicing this with some students who feel that this might be easier than normally I would come into pigeon this way. But if you come up to sit and sit on your side towards the front of the mat, as if you were, actually no, this way, sorry. As if we were going to do that stag pose, sorry. So just have your right shin facing the front of the mat, but you don't have to be completely, if you think of pigeon is meant to be the shin is parallel, well, the ankle and the knee, but that's not good for most hips. So we can bring that off the angle. But now you're going to take the other leg back, come onto your forearms, and see if you can just tuck your toes under. And you might want to come up, and this might not work. But if you feel that you get a stretch in the right hip and you can work into it a little more, we're trying not to sag off to the right. We're trying to keep the hips level. If you still don't like this pose, then you can come onto your back and do thread the needle. Sometimes the entry might make it a little bit more comfortable. Okay, and then you're not going to stay too long. You're going to tuck the left toes under. Bring your fingertips back in line with the front knee and flex that front foot. So wherever it is, you want to press the foot down and then move the back knee in slightly. We want to press down through the front shin. So it's like you're squeezing yourself up. So you feel the whole hip area engaging. Engage the pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha. Okay. And then we're going to change sides. Okay, so again, you don't need to be parallel to the front of the mat, but just getting so you're leaning towards the left hip and take the other leg back and see if that might make a difference to your pigeon. You can stay up, you don't have to be down in your forearms. As if you can find a way that a pose helps your body, but it doesn't actually look great. But as long as it's a good thing for you, then you don't need to go for that tick. I did that big pose she was talking about. Okay, so one more breath here. And then you're going to tuck the back toes under, walk your fingertips back, and press down through that shin. Feel yourself lift up. Okay, and then bring your palms down, step back to down dog. And walk your dog a little, just moving, feeling the calves. And then you can start to roll one knee underneath you, just moving a little to feel the hips in all directions. Okay, and then we're going to turn sideways on your mat. You'll all be facing this way. Frog pose. So take your knees wide and turn your toes out. And you want your heels in line with your toes, perpendicular to toes. And then we're going to rock back a little. So the hip stretches as you go back. So if you want to take the pressure off, you can rock forward a little. If you want to come down onto your forearms or rest your forearms on a block. And if it's too uncomfortable for the inner knees, you can flip your mat over or double the thickness. Just feeling into that hip opening. So move the hips forward and then back. Okay, and then tuck toes, bring your knees back together. And we're going to come up into down dog. Then roll forward into high plank and pause. So keep the breath steady, Ujjayi breath. Press the floor away through your palms. Feel the shoulder blades spreading. Hug shins and forearms towards each other and engage the bandhas strongly. Feel you're lifting through the back of the head so your head isn't sagging. And then lift your hips and lower your heels, come back into down dog. And again, roll forward. So if you feel you can get the strength from this better, if your knees are down, then drop your knees behind your hips and then lift your hips into down dog. So one more, roll forward, but this time we're going to do our bird dog. So if you need to drop into tabletop, because we're going to do opposite arm and leg. So if you can do this from high plank, and go for it. And then come to down dog in between. So before you try the other side, so that you can steady the breath. And again, if it's better on your knees, it's fine. Feel your core, but protect those shoulders. Just change when you need to. So make sure you've done both sides twice. And then come back into child's pose. So drop your knees wide, toes touching, and sit back. Just let the elbows drop, forehead, tip of the nose on the mat. Okay, and then palms down, step back to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. And then same as we did before, bend the right knee, roll that knee up to the ceiling. Draw down through the left heel. And then exhale, roll forward into high plank, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog, roll the knee up to the ceiling. This time we're going to roll forward as you exhale into high plank, knee to left elbow. Three-legged dog, then bend the knees, stack the hips. This time as you roll forward on an exhale, high plank, right knee, right elbow, and step back to down dog. And then other side. So you can do this from tabletop if it's too much for wrists. We'll just give them a little break. So left leg lifts, bend the knees, stack the hips, and then roll forward knee to nose. Exhale, three-legged dog. Roll the knee, stack the hips. And then the next breath, rolling forward into high plank, left knee, right elbow. Three-legged dog. Stack the hips. And then left knee, left elbow in plank. Step back to down dog. And then drop your knees. Tuck your toes under and come to sit back on your heels. So if that's too uncomfortable, you can just sit on your heels for a bit. You can release the wrists, just figures of 8, pulsing fists. Get a bit of movement back through. Okay. So we're going to come into down dog and then walk your hands back towards your feet. Little hamstring stretch. So feet hip distance apart, bend your knees so your tummy is on your thighs, hang your head. Hook 2 fingers and a thumb around the big toes. Elbows go wide. Inhale, start to straighten the legs, but using your banders, trying to keep the chest as close to the thighs as possible. Let the elbows bend, so elbows soft. So you're using your core, not the back of your shoulders. And then exhale, release, and slowly come up to stand. And walk to the front of the mat. So we want the block for our half moon pose. You'll need your block at the top left of the mat. So prizes for those of you who, when I get stuck, and I can't remember the sequence, but we're going to do 3 breaths for each pose, and then we'll do again on each side, and then we'll do again with 1 breath, so it's faster the second time. But if you need to take a breath or just come into down dog or child's pose at any point. So standing in mountain, we're going to start with a vinyasa. So bend your knees, palms down, chaturanga, up dog or cobra, exhale to down dog. Inhale, left foot comes between your hands, runner's lunge. 3 breaths here. And then on an exhale, drop the back knee, Anjaneyasana, low lunge, flatten the foot, back foot, bring your arms up, sink your hips, draw the ribs back slightly, soften around the shoulders. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart, lean forward. And then 3 times we're going to twist and back to center. So trying to use active range of motion, so we're not dropping the elbow and pushing, we're just twisting with our core, but engage those banders. Where do we get to? 3. Come back to center, tuck the right toes under, inhale, come up to high lunge. Bring your arms up, reach up, so same thing as you sink your hips, keep that left knee stacked over the left ankle, push through the back heel, turn your gaze up, 1 more breath, and then exhale, right palm down, draw in through your core, revolve towards the left thigh, lift the left arm up, so push the floor away with your right palm, shoulders away from ears as you turn your head, keep a nice bend in that front knee, and then exhale, you're going to runner's lunge briefly, so you can fire up those thighs, bring your hands to your heart, come back up to high lunge, and we're going to drop the right heel down into warrior 2. Arms go wide, so 3 breaths here. Thinking of your alignment, you're on the central line of your mat. Bend deeply through the left knee, keeping the knee stacked over the ankle. Squeeze those shoulder blades, shoulders soft. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Squeeze your kneecaps. Take the right hip back, Trikonasana, triangle. Reach before you tip. Then lean back. Gentle roll of the left buttock slightly under. And then inhale, lift through the top hand. Come back to warrior 2, where you're bending through the front leg, so that now we can step forward to our half moon pose. So you're going to reach, pop the back foot slightly forward, press down through the palm and lift the back leg. So bring the right hand to your hip first. Your focus is on externally rotating the lifted leg. Try to lift through the outside edge of that flexed foot up to the ceiling. And if you can then release the hand, right hand up, trying to get your shoulders and your hips in one plane. 1 more breath. And then exhale back to triangle. So step back, tip, Ujjayi breath. And then inhale as you come back up. We're going to take a vinyasa, palms down. So if you don't want to do the vinyasa at any point, you can always just wait in down dog. So we're coming to down dog. And then we're going to come into pyramid. So you're going to bring the right foot forward. Step the left foot forward, but you're about half a foot behind the front foot, feet hip distance apart. Fists behind you, draw the shoulder blades together, or Anjali Mudra prayer pose, whichever. So hips level to the front of the mat, draw up through your kneecaps, draw in through your bandhas, exhale, hinge. If you're halfway is enough, stay there, turn your gaze down. Or if you want to fold, start to draw inwards through the core, reach the chest and chin towards the thigh. One more breath. Then inhale, coming up. Exhale, release the arms. We're now going to practice half bound forward fold. So this is the pose you're going to take. We're going to lift the right leg. Just so remember next time it's the left. Take the weight. Oh no, you're mirroring. Yeah. So we're going to lift the right leg. Bring the heel. So you're going to guide the heel towards the opposite hip without wrenching it over. You want to gently guide it in. And then take hold of the top of the foot. If you need to go to the wall. And then see if you can let this knee flow down like water. So it's keep the thighs, the hips strong, the bandhas engaged. If you feel you've got the knee pointing down enough, you can keep hold of the foot. If you want to bind with the opposite hand, you know what you're doing. Otherwise, you can start to go down. You can bend the standing leg a little and you can start to fold or stay where you are if your knee isn't folding down. It's enough of a hip stretch to stay high. So practice. If you're here and you can't go any further, bend the standing leg and come into figure 4. Because the hip isn't open enough to fold forward. And then inhale. Well done. Come up, release the foot. Move the block to the other side. We're going to take a vinyasa. So either wait in down dog or come through chaturanga, cobra, up dog. Then inhale, bring the right foot between your hands. Runner's lunge, 3 breaths. So we're not just hanging out here, we're ready to launch. So tone the entire body in runner's lunge. It's like push through the back heel, press down through the sole of the right foot, reach your chest forward. And then exhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge, drop the back knee down. Inhale, bring the arms up. Reach up, but draw in through the core. And then you're going to exhale, hands to heart. Lean forward. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, one more. And then we're going to keep your hands at your heart, tuck the back toes under. Squeeze the thighs, come up in high lunge. So on your ball of the back foot, feet hip distance apart. Right knee over right ankle. Bring the arms up. Draw the bandhas in, so navel towards spine. Lift your chest, look up. Ujjayi breath. And then exhale, left palm down. Draw in through the core, revolve, right arm up. But don't lose the integrity of the rest of the body, so that right knee should still be over right ankle, not swinging out to the side. And then inhale, hands to heart, come up, drop the left heel down, warrior two. So come onto that central line. And then inhale, Trikonasana triangle. Squeeze those kneecaps, reach, 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 and tip. Then inhale, coming back up. Bend the front knee slightly. You're now going to hop the left foot forward, reach for the block. Come up into your half moon. So don't fling the arm up until you feel you've rolled those hips. Open, left hip externally rotating. And then exhale, drop the foot for triangle. So step back, come into Trikonasana again. One more breath. And then inhale, come up, hands to heart, high lunge. Take a vinyasa or step back to down dog. And then we're going to step the left foot forward for pyramid. So coming up, feet hip distance apart. Take your mudra, hand pose. Level the hips to the front, draw up through the thighs, straight legs. Tailbone goes up as you hinge forward, gaze goes down. So really feeling press down through the base of the big toe on that front foot. Don't let the right hip swing back. And then inhale out as you went in. Step forward, and then our last pose in the sequence is Ardha Baddha, half bound Padottanasana. So now you're going to be the other foot, the left, wasn't it? Yeah. Lifting up, so guiding that heel in. So if you need to come into figure four, then come straight to figure four. So if your knee is still stuck, your hip is too tight that your knee can't lower, point down towards the mat, then don't fold. But otherwise, the next level is to keep the left hand on the left foot and fold forward. But when you come up, you're going to bend the standing leg to come up. But if you can, you'll bind. So the hand will go and wrap with the big toe, and then you'll fold with the opposite hand. So wherever you're at, take one more breath. And then inhale, release the foot. And then come down. Lie on your back, knock your knees together. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your chest, your stomach. And then we can do it all over again. Maybe a little break. We're just going to flow one breath at a time. But we'll miss out the last couple of poses, just going to half moon and out. So coming to sit. We won't be doing the vinyasas. We'll do one vinyasa between them. So coming into down dog. The blocks on your left side. And then inhale, left foot forward, runner's lunge. Exhale, low lunge, enchaîné. Sink the hips, reach up, look up. Bring your hands to your heart, inhale, exhale, twist once. And back to center. And then tuck the back toes under. Inhale, lift into high lunge. Bring your arms up. And then exhale, right palm down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, fingertips down. Get strong through the thighs. Inhale, hands to heart. Come up, high lunge to warrior two. I'm going to stay this side. Arms go wide. Turn your gaze over the front hand. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, back to warrior two. Then come onto the ball of the back foot. Palm down. Inhale, lift into half moon pose. We'll take an extra breath here to give you time. And then exhale to Trikonasana triangle. Step back. Inhale and exhale, fold. And then inhale, coming back up. Come onto the ball of the back foot, palms down, step back to down dog. You can take a quick vinyasa or you can stay in down dog. So if you're not going, we'll meet you back there. And then from down dog, inhale, bring the right foot between your hands, move that block over to the right. Runner's lunge. Exhale to low lunge. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale as you lean forward and exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center, tuck the toes. Exhale, lift. And inhale. Exhale. Left palm down, revolve. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, you're going to drop the heel down. Oh, I nearly lost it. Oh no, sorry. Is that right? Oh no, hands to heart, sorry. Hands to heart. So you're all completely silent. Come up and then warrior two. Drop the left heel down. Get the feet in line, arms go wide. Inhale, Trikonasana, straighten the front leg. Exhale, tip. Inhale, arms go wide. Bend the front knee as if warrior one, but roll onto the ball of the back foot. Reach the block. Come up into your half moon. Take an extra breath. And don't forget, you're going to step back wide. So now exhale, Trikonasana triangle. Inhale and then exhale, tip. Inhale, come back up, come onto the ball of the back foot. And we're going to do palms down, step back to down dog, and then drop your knees, child's pose. Well done. And then coming forward onto your front, rest your head on your arms, turn your feet out. And then you're going to Reach back for your left hand to take the left leg into a quad stretch. So draw the heel towards you, let the thigh, so use your exhale, see if you can let the thigh release. And as you draw your heel towards your bottom, just gently press your hips down a little so you feel the front of the thigh lengthening. Keep the elbows soft. And then press the foot away from you, resist with the hand so the arm goes straight. Feel that hip flexor, thigh lighting up. And then exhale, soften and release. Other side. And then push the foot away. Resist, press your hips down. And then exhale, release. Then you're going to take your towel roll. Who doesn't hands up if you haven't got one? Anyone need one? No. So we're going to take the towel roll and just put it across the back of your pelvis. So you're going to go into bridge. So you'll lift your hips and then bring the towel roll. Just settle your hips on there and then bring your feet into butterfly. So soles of the feet together, but the hips are slightly raised. If your lower back doesn't like it, you can move the towel roll, but hopefully this can just slightly deepen that stretch to the inner thighs. Move it down under towards your tailbone a bit more rather than your lower back. Yeah. Does that feel any different? So trying to keep your attention inwards these last few minutes. And then as you inhale, bring the hands to the outside of your thighs, draw your thighs together. Feet flat on the floor, lift your hips and remove the towel roll. And then hug your knees in to your chest. Just keep your head and shoulders down for a moment, just draw the knees in. And then you can draw yourself up. So draw in through your core, bring your head and chest towards your knees. And then exhale, release. The windshield wipers. So drop the feet with the knees bent, feet wide to either side of the mat. Arms go wide, palms down. And then drop the knees one side and turn the head the opposite. And then you're going to come into Shavasana, relaxation. So put your warm things on